In the Kokoliriko show on Western television, this comes on your way from Monday to Friday. We are back here with the show Never Late, better late than never. This is the show that comes every Monday from the hour of 7 to 9 a.m. We are here to discuss a lot of issues with you, but we hope that you'll be able to really follow up or catch up with us with this little time that is remaining. There were a lot of issues, technical issues that actually made us actually do it late, but we hope you'll be able to enjoy the little time we spare with you here. And many of you who are watching us within Arua City, and then those from Maracha, Terego, Mario Kolo, and many other districts in Western region, we say thank you very, very much. And then also those who are in these districts that have been highlighted to be hosting the Balalo Herdsmen, we say thank you very, very much. And we hope that all this will be collaboratively done, looking at the recent executive orders that actually explained clearly that these balalo should be really moved away from these residential districts, and that is what I'm talking about, the districts like Terego, Madiokolo, the Yumbe district and Obongi that have been highlighted having a bigger number of these herdsmen in Western region. But there are other districts that are there, but they have not given their statistics to the security committees. That is one big issue. They are expected to give the notices right now, so that the government can easily plan for the relocation of these herdsmen. And that's very, very important message that all the district leaders should be able to take seriously if we want to go very far. Those of you who are watching us from Lango and Acholi regions, we say thank you very, very much. And those who are watching us from I will say Eastern, that is the sub-region, and those are from Western, we say thank you very, very much. My colleagues and friends who are watching us from these other parts of the country, talk about in Hoima, Robert, I greet you very, very much, and I appreciate that you've ever been watching this show, and I've seen most of your good comments there. I appreciate you very, very much. Also many others that I may not mention here, we say thank you, and you should be able to participate in the show by giving us that comment from the YouTube channels that we have. That is the Kokoliriko Live, which is there on 30th of November 2023. We'll be able to project them here and also read them aloud, and many other issues that we'll be discussing here. We may not now go deep into many other local stories, but slightly away from here, yesterday there were disbursement of 116 ambulances. These were flagged from Ministry of Health headquarters. This will be going to the constituencies, and each constituency is expected to receive one ambulance that will be helping in referral cases and many other issues that will be coming there. Remember, 59,000 Mabati has been, the iron seats have been flagged off to go to Karamoja sub-region. This is another issue that is going on there. And also one of the supporters of the Union for Democratic Party, that is in Democratic Republic of Congo, has been pronounced dead. This is after a scuffle between the party members and those in the ruling government that is led by Felix Tshisekedi. And this person who died is a lawyer and also one of the youth presidents who is aspiring under that party. And that's one other issue there we'll be going to, but also the issues of young children. Children below the ages of 14 who are dying because of hunger in Somalia is actually increasing so high that 17 million of the children have been actually counted to be dead because of hunger. That's one big issue there that is actually happening. There will be talking about many other issues that will be coming on your way, but first things first, we'll say thank you very, very much for those of you who are watching us around the globe, and your viewership is very, very commendable. We appreciate that you've ever been there with us, and also you are enjoying the show. This is West Nile Television, that is located on Weatherhead Park Lane. That is plot number 39A on just in Arua City. And we are here discussing a lot of issues. A show that is well packed for issue-based discussions and also many other issues that you may talk about. But most importantly, if you want to advertise with us, the doors are open. You can easily engage with the management of this television, or you can just go to your email and really do it very fast and right there, West Nile station, West Nile TV station at gmail.com. That's where you'll be able to really liaise with the technical persons responsible for marketing and so on. But it is very, very important that you are able to actually showcase what little you have to the outside world, so that you are able to attract many people who will be able to buy your products, your services, and so on. That is very, very important. Remember, during the COVID, many people actually did a lot of businesses, much as doors were closed and lockdown was continuing, but through this kind of platforms, people were able to market their products, they were able to actually do a lot of trade, and it actually made it better. And this is what we do day to day, and that's why we are here to actually link you with those persons who are interested in some of these products that you have, but also trying to showcase what you have to the outside world is very, very important for many to actually understand what you are doing, and also really be able to appreciate the little you are doing from any part of this country. That is very, very important. Remember, Uganda has actually been one of the countries that has been seen as one of the best innovators, or that has produced one of the best innovators in this country. Remember, the scientists award, we actually collected them from Guinea, and also the best innovators award was also received by Uganda. All this happened within the month of November. So it has been a very inspirational month and also very motivational one, and many people will yearn to actually see what is happening in Uganda. What is it that we have? What is that unique idea that we have? It is only true when we actually display some of these things, when we actually broadcast them, when we advertise them, and also tell people what we are doing. It's very, very important, and that's how you will be able to be seen, you'll be able to be acknowledged, you'll be able to be actually given or appreciated for whatever little you have been able to do. Remember, innovations are now what many are looking at, talking about even diseases, fighting diseases. When we come up with some technologies, those are very, very important. We have seen many people, for instance, in Maracha, there's some primary teacher who is based in Iruba Primary School, actually Robu Primary School. In that school, this teacher actually is a science teacher. He tried to actually make an equipment that is there to trap mosquitoes, and this has actually helped a lot of those communities in that area. And these are things that we are talking about. The innovators, you come up with those things and also showcase them so that they are marketed, they are even taken up by some of the agencies, ministries, departments to actually fund you to continue expanding such an idea, to make sure that you're able to progress very, very far with such an inspirational or motivational idea that you have. And this is actually trying to curtail the spread of malaria in some of these areas. So if those kind of innovations are taken up, are funded, are expanded, it is a very good plus for us as a region, as a country, as sub-Saharan Africa, where the burden of malaria is actually too huge, where government has actually injected a lot of money, where government has been able to move to many more other interventions. We have seen drug-resistant malaria cases on increase. This is coming up from the issues of too much or too many types of drugs that are coming on the market that are not actually regulated so much. But when we come with some kind of innovations to minimize the spread of the diseases, it will help. It will actually go a long way in helping to bridge that gap of all the time spent in a lot of money in into drugs, into treatment, preventions, and so on. You have seen mosquito nets distributed throughout the country, but they have never really taken so much in reducing the cases. We saw endoresidual spray also coming on play, but this has not really been one thing many people have been appreciating, because it doesn't last for quite a long period of time, but also many people have bad attitude or poor attitude or poor mindset in terms of many other ideas that are brought to fight this kind of diseases. Remember at the time endoresidual spray was done, some of the VSTs were chased away from some homes, and many other things happened. Those are things that are really not really recommended in case when we are fighting diseases of public health nature, which actually needs many people to actually do it concurrently. We have to do it collaboratively. So when we motivate these innovators who are coming to our country, who are doing it using the local materials, we're actually feeding the country in a very better way. And actually those are things that ministries need to prioritize and actually inject a lot of money into developing such small ideas that could be of help for the country. We can even sell ideas, those kind of knowledge, to outside world to maybe attract more money. You see that we have seen when we started the electronic buses that have been manufactured there, you clearly understand that there was actual need for us now to expand on that, and that's why government was able to inject a lot of money into that sector. Much as it was a private-led kind of innovation, government got inspired and was able to inject a lot of money, because the cost of fuel is actually more than just charging a battery that can allow you drive a vehicle without even producing fumes and so on. Many of those things, smoke and so on, those things that are actually dangerous to the environment, and that is one thing we should be able to really look at. Moving to the story of the ambulances, there are around 556 constituencies that we have in this country, and we already have secured 116 ambulances that have been flagged off, and the districts that are going to benefit under this have not been named, but we are yet to see which ones are going to benefit in the first phase. But this comes to the issues of usage. We have always talked about many of these interventions by government that come to the people, and yet many times when things are channeled through local governments, you realize that ownership is not really guaranteed. It's always something that is lacking in most of these kind of issues, especially managing equipment, asset management. Do they have even a regulatory framework for the asset management? Those are things that we should be able to look at, but also making sure that these are maintained routinely, because we already have, as a country, a central communication channel for emergency response, and this has been disseminated to regions, and we hope that it should be able to help in addressing the issues of referrals and also the issues of emergencies at some point, because really doing referrals at a cost has actually made many people die on the road, others die at homes, because they cannot really afford to move to their health facilities where they have been referred. We have seen people rejecting referrals because they say it is actually cost ineffective, and it attracts a lot of issues where some of the relatives feel like maybe let him die. If he wants to die, let him die, because now we cannot afford some of those costs, and that is the implication. But this innovation is actually very, very well received by many, and we hope that people should be able to benefit from those kind of services that will be rendered under the referral system. And strengthening the referral system, we are all aware that the emergency wing at every health facility, especially the referral hospitals, have been overwhelmed with accident cases and also many other diseases. But the issue comes back to the structures that we have in these health facilities. Are they being really spacious to accommodate the patients? But what about the health personnel who are deployed at these health facilities? Much as we have now the ambulances that are going to these health facilities, how about the issues of security? These are things that we need to really talk about. And if we talk about the structural makeup of a referral hospital, we are supposed to have independent specialized facilities at these referral hospitals. For instance, if I have I'm coming because to the health facility because I have maybe diabetes, I should not be mixed with maybe somebody who has TB or HIV, or maybe somebody who is suffering from malaria. I should be going straight to where they're treating diabetic persons, because anytime I may collapse, okay, because of the nature of the disease I have. I may not really be waiting for people in a long queue, or maybe I may not be really waiting to be mixed with people who have other diseases. That's where really many people easily die, because they are able to get more other diseases from where they actually being admitted. So the issues of having specialized units is very, very important, that we should be able to now look at as we phase out the health center tools and upgrade the health center tools to health center 3s. We should be able to now look at the issues of space, and also the issues of increasing the capacity of what the health center tools used to receive, for them to actually go to a health center 3 status fully. That is another issue. The issues of drug out stock, and also the issues to do with the limited personnel to help the patients is another issue that we should be able to really look at. That is very, very important if we want to strengthen our health system, but also ensure that people are able to appreciate public health facilities rather than really admire and most times the private health facilities. Talk about the drug shops, the clinics, and health hospitals that we have. And you realize that many times some of these drug shops do not even have those people who are actually to help the patients genuinely. Talk about P7 dropouts, senior 4 dropouts, because they are called to be drug shops. Somebody is just there to sell drugs and asks you, what type of drug do you want? Without any prescription, it is actually a very, very risky business that we really need to regulate in this country. But also the issues to do with the fuel. With ambulances, we have issues with fuel. Many times, who is actually responsible? This should be actually spelled clearly by ministry before these ambulances reach the referral hospitals, or maybe if they are going to deploy them at health center force, this should be really well spelled. We have seen a lot of extortion in that area, where the drivers tend to be collecting a lot of money from patients in the names of buying fuel, because the ambulances do not have fuel. So who is responsible for the fleet management, the management of these ambulances? Okay, that is one thing we really need to look at if we want people to appreciate whatever interventions we are trying to do. The issues of charging people for fuel. Sometimes other ambulances are charging at 50, others 80, others 100. So which one is which? Which is the standard price for these ambulances to be fueled? Is it that the citizens are supposed to fuel the ambulances? Is it the health facility? Is it the local government? It should be clearly understood by everyone when we actually saying that the ambulances are going to every constituency. So, and also they're looking at the issues to do with health facilities. We have seen some constituencies not even having a health center not even having a health center or a hospital. Some districts not having a hospital, including even a rural city. A rural city doesn't have a hospital. Arua district doesn't have a hospital. So what is it that, where are we going to put some of these ambulances? Are we going to put them at health centers? Those are things really we need to look at. If we want to improve the service delivery at grassroots, those are things we should be able to look at in as far as we are improving the health sector in this country. But also, slightly away from that, yesterday we showed the issues to do with regulating the engineering sector. The institute, Uganda Institute of Professional Engineers, has come out to say that actually the law regulating the engineering sector is already outdated. It doesn't help so much in actually helping to bridge that gap. We have seen a lot of shoddy works done by many of these people, and that's why really that law is expected to be actually amended. That's why they're actually pushing for that. Let's take a break from here. We're actually going to come shortly for another discussions right away. Thank you.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
We are the passion you've been waiting for! It's Yunus Junior Santamo! It's our league, our football, our boys, our style. Star Times UPL new season starts 15th September. Go for it! What a finish for Master Fukume! The Ugandan flair, Brazilian samba, Portuguese magic, the night football craze. More TV games live on Senyuka Prime and Fufa TV only on Star Times. The Star Times UPL, our league, go for it.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Alright, welcome back from that commercial break. Earlier on, we were discussing a lot of issues that are happening in Uganda, but most importantly was the issues to do with strengthening the health system in terms of referrals, but also the issues of having the law that is regulating the Institute of Professional Engineers is one big issue that we are discussing there. Remember, the law has been really seen to be an outdated law since it was actually put in place since 1995, and this has stayed for quite a long period of time. It was amended in 2012, and this has not really been able to suit what is actually happening now. There are so many institutes or schools that are actually graduating a lot of engineers, and the quality of works that are done by some of these engineers seems not to be really doing well. It's not painting a good picture about what the engineers are supposed to do in this country in terms of the quality of work, in terms of execution work within the stipulated time, the issues of extortion, the issues of awarding contracts, and also who is supposed to be called an engineer in this country. Those are things that are actually well stipulated there. And if you look at the communication from the executive director of the Uganda Institute of Professional Engineers, he actually said that while you see most of the roads do not actually last for long, and at some point they become deplorable state, in deplorable state, and yet they are actually supposed to stay for a good quite long period of time. The lifespan is not longer, is because of the regulated profession, where you have a lot of works, where you have a lot of people who pretend to be engineers, but they are not engineers. And that is one thing that is actually well spelled there, and that is actually tasking the members of parliament to actually expedite the processes of amending the bill to ensure that it is actually suiting, and also making sure that the country is able to take ownership of the engineers that are to actually work on most of the infrastructure that we have in this country. Remember, we have seen a lot of shoddy works in most of this country, parts of this country. We have seen a lot of buildings collapsing when even they have not lasted for 2 or 3 years. We have seen a lot of bridges collapsing, many of the roads that are being washed away by rain, because really the compact, or the marams that have been mixed are not really compacted very well on the roads, and this is tantamount into shoddy works and attributed to poor workmanship, and also the quality of work displayed by some of these so-called contractors or engineers that are attached to some of these contractors. And that's one big issue there that is actually shaping discussions in the country. Moving to the Iron Seat saga, yesterday the Prime Minister for this country, that is Right Honorable Robin Nabanja, communicated that actually the information that has been circulating about the iron seats, that the iron seats in the OPM offices have all been stolen, and the suspects, the big people in government, is a lie. And she attests that there are still many more other iron seats that are remaining in the office, and also these are for different ministries, okay, and also agencies that are to be picked from there. And she clearly indicated that many of the suspects who were said to have picked the iron seats, people were actually shouting everywhere, and in her words, she said that they were looking at her as one of the lead persons who actually took the lion's share of the iron seats, yet it was not really the truth. And that's one big issue there. And this was actually when she was flagging off the 59,000 iron seats that are to be taken to the Karamoja sub-region for the warriors who actually gave to government their guns, who handed over their guns to government. And this is one big other issue there that is actually happening currently. And the iron seats are being taken to or transported to the Karamoja sub-region, to the 9 districts of Karamoja sub-region, where the beneficiaries have actually for long been waiting for these iron seats. This has taken close to 1 full year that they have actually waited for the iron seats for quite a long period of time. And if you look at the reactions from the members of parliament from the Karamoja sub-region, especially the MP for Moroto district, he was very glad that these are already coming, and actually tasked the government to actually take keen interest in making sure that the issues of insecurity in Karamoja sub-region is addressed to the logical conclusion. But also the issues to do with how the iron seats will be said. The minister, actually the Prime Minister, guided that the police, the army, and also the members of parliament should be present, including the local leaders who are supposed to be witnesses in this distribution of iron seats. And that's a very big issue that is there. But also Agnes Nandutu, who was accused of taking some of these iron seats for her personal gain, was present during the flag of of. And she actually clearly indicated that the iron seats have come timely. She appreciates the Prime Minister for flagging off them, and explained that the people had been actually waiting for these iron seats. So 59,000 iron seats going to a very big number of people who have handed over voluntarily their guns to government, and that's a very good kind of example that many people should be able to learn from this. Where we saw last week that the brigade commander, that is 409 brigade, actually 4th division, that is based in Gulu, was addressing the media on the issues of illegal guns in the communities that are still moving on, where that is actually increasing armed robbery. So if everyone should be able to pick a lesson from this and be able to hand over some of these guns to create a lot of good environment for people to live, to trade, and also many other things to be done under this. And that's where I really will say thanks and also congratulations. We hope that this should be able to reach the intended beneficiaries right now, and because really people need these kind of things, that they'll be able to cooperate with government. If people are not receiving services, people will be really hesitant to actually cooperate with government to develop the nation, because really they will see no sense of actually doing a lot of things with government, because they are seeing no value of committing their time to do a lot of things with government. So that Mabati that is going there, I hope it should be able to move through right hands and be able to be delivered to the rightful people, not like the recent saga of Mabatis entering in people's farms, people's homes, and so on. It should be really not be the issue again. Moving away from Uganda, moving to the other stories across board, going to our neighbors, that is the Democratic Republic of Congo. I remember yesterday Felix Tshisekedi was in Ituri province trying to cast or look for votes, solicit votes from that side of Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, that is Ituri province. He actually said that there's no worry about what is going on, and also he is not second by the competition that has been put by the 40 people who have all shown interest in contesting as the president of the Republic of Democratic Republic of Congo, actually. And he said that people should be able to give him the second chance, so that he's able to execute some of the manifesto or some of the projects that he has been also running in the country, and stated clearly that Ituri province is one of the underdeveloped provinces that he has in Congo, that he will be actually be looking at in his second phase of or second tenure of presidency, that he wants to actually change the lives of the people in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, but also improve the infrastructure with his collaboration with the counterparts in Uganda, that is His Excellency Yoweri Museveni Kaguta. He's actually looking at connecting electricity and also improving the road sector in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, and that's one of the biggest messages he's actually trying to pass around to the voters yesterday when he was actually campaigning in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo, but also looking at many of the events that happened during the campaigns. Remember, there are already close to 40 candidates who have shown interest in the presidential race for the title of being the president of the Democratic Republic of Congo. And you realize that many other candidates are also looking for votes. And this is one saga that happened yesterday. One of the lawyers of Union for Democracy and Development for Prosperity in Democratic Republic of Congo was lost in an event of a scuffle where some of the supporters of Felix Tshisekedi and those under that political party clashed during campaigns, and it actually led to the death of one of these lawyers, and who was also one of the aspiring candidates for the youth MP, and this is one big issue there that is actually happening, and we're still putting our eyes and ears close to Democratic Republic of Congo, yet on how the campaign trails will be actually going on throughout. And you realize that since the commencement of the campaigns at that time, we have seen a lot of tensions mounting throughout, but the issues of rebel attacks have not been really seen as a big threat as said by government at that time. And for those of you who are still who have started following the stories now, Democratic Republic of Congo is actually going to enter elections on the date that is 20th of December 2023, and that's why the candidates are seriously trying to campaign as they are left with just 20 days to actually make it to the closing date for the campaigns. And that's a very big issue there that is actually happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And remember the issues of the court that the East African court has actually coerced the petition against the crude oil exploration in Uganda between Uganda and Kenyan governments. And remember there were issues raised to do with the environmental issues, the issues to do with human rights abuses that were raised by civil societies and non-governmental organizations. And this petition went to the East African court that is based in Arusha, that is Tanzania, and the court said there was no jurisdiction for them to listen to this case because it was actually submitted late. And remember in 2020 there was a petition against the two governments of Uganda and Tanzania about the crude oil deal that is being explored at Lake Albert in Uganda, that is expected to be actually refined in Tanzania, which will be really exported. And remember Uganda has a share of 15% of the crude oil that will be coming to Uganda, but also Tanzania has 15% share that they will be also getting from the exploration, but also the main company that is going to get more of this is the Total Energies that has a 62% share, and the rest of the shares is given to many the other parties, the third party that is in the marketing of the crude oil. And this is the story that is actually going on throughout. And you remember that court case is one big issue there that has been going down. Moving away from East Africa, okay, the new the baby that we have, that is Somalia, has issues to do with the number of children dying because of hunger. Remember the issues of drought and floods has caused a lot of havoc in that country, that is Somalia, where we have seen close to 17 million children dying because of hunger. This is stemming from lack of food resulting from the issues of prolonged drought and also issues of flooding. Remember the devastation impacts of some of these things. Drought cause a lot of wilting and also crops burning and so on. That is one thing that has actually caused a lot of food insecurity. So all the governments will be able to really look at this as a venture of benchmarking. What can you do to improve the services in your area? But also many of others that are being done. We have seen hunger breaking also out here in Uganda, especially in Karamazov sub-region. We have seen that happened last year, and also it was so serious that the country was also almost trying to fail out of that. And this was because really we failed to plan for this. These are some of the calamities that come abruptly that you may not know, but if we want to really improve on this, we should be able to scale up the micro irrigation scheme that has been launched out but also make sure that our farmers are able to produce a lot of food without a lot of taxes, because really food is what everyone consumes. So we should be able to reduce the cost or the taxes on produce. Okay, that will really make us really produce a lot of food, make a lot of our farmers to venture into the production of food crops. That's where we are going to put all the discussions to a close. This is coming to you from West Nile Television. My name is Frederick Tamadri. Many of you who are watching this for the first time, we are going to have the news in Lugbalati with Fete Emmanuel up next, and also behind the camera is Dijon Pro, who is there really trying to do a lot of things with the camera, but also in the production I have Aldo, who is seated down there. And also for those of you who have been watching from the start, I say thank you very, very much, but we promise that tomorrow we'll be starting it at 7 dot. Thank you very much.